Hey, what is up, guys? I am here to give you my Money in the Bank 2013 review. Um, this pay-per-view, it was a good pay-per-view, but it didn't live up to my expectations. Um, it was great to see Rob Van Dam finally come back, and I am looking forward to what he can do tomorrow on Raw. Um, and the pre kickoff tag match was good. The Divas match was good. Well, it was okay. That IC title match was pretty good. The All Star Money in the Bank match was just as I thought it would be. Great match. Money in the Bank matches were good. World and WWE title matches we'll talk about.
Where's your bathing suit? Chris's car or
Yeah,
Adam's house?
Chris's car.
Mona's going to a pool tomorrow. You want to go with her?
I'll think about it.
You're gonna need that bathing suit.
Okay. Um. So as they do every year, well, they've been doing every pay-per-view lately. They do the little host things where superstars talk about each match. Um, Josh Matthews, Big Show again, Kofi Kingston, and Vicky Guerrero were talking about it. I guess Kofi Kingston's injury was at work because he looked fine to me. Big Show, I don't know what to deal with him if he's in retired because he did this at Payback and he was fine, but we'll see. Vicky Guerrero just kind of really put herself over and how she made this show look good. But Big Show and Kofi Kingston did a good job talking about it. Um, the commentators for this show were JBL, Michael Cole, and Jerry the King Lawler, and it was the same case for the actual show. The hosts talking about each match, and then we get Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns defending the WWE Tag Team Championships against the Usos. And doing this, it shows a Money in the Bank ad 3 times, and a Dead Man Down ad with the Wade Barrett in the movie. This match was great. I really liked this match. The Usos do a double suplex to Roman Reigns and do a double elbow to him. One of the Usos flies over the top rope and takes out both Shield members, and he does the crossbody but to Seth Rollins, but he kicks out. Then they do this thing where Jimmy Uso was going for the superplex. Well, one of the Usos. No, it was Rollins that was going for the superplex. The other Uso was going for a back suplex off, and Roman Reigns comes in and does a power bomb, and it takes everybody out, which was awesome. And then I actually was gonna flipped out because the one of the Usos took out the Rollins, and then
It's not in there.
it's not.
No.
And I guess I left it there
Where's that other blue one?
at Mom's house.
You always forget something. Always. What?
I don't know.
You don't wear them.
Anyways, the other Uso does the Samoan drop and does the splash, and I actually thought he was gonna win, but Roman Reigns breaks it up, and then Seth Rollins does a powerbomb to the Uso, and Roman Reigns does a spear and pins him for the win, and they retain the tag team championships. And then Dean Ambrose celebrates with them after. I thought it was pretty good. I actually thought that was a great tag team match. I think that was probably the best pre-show match I've seen, you know, since the Royal Rumble, and I think it's my favorite pre-show match. So great match. Um, and then the hosts are talking about the Mark Henry match, and they're talking about the All Stars match, all that, and they show RVD's return video package again. And then we get the Money in the Bank ladder match for the SmackDown side. We get Dean Ambrose versus Fandango versus Jack Swagger versus Antonio Cesaro versus Damian Sandow versus Cody Rhodes versus Wade Barrett in a World Heavyweight Championship Money in the Bank ladder match. And during this, it shows a Money in the Bank ad because it had shown up, video package because it had shown up before then. Zeb Coulter, though, talks about how there was illegal Americans sneaking across our borders, and if Antonio Cesaro and Jack Swagger win this match, not only will they take when not only when they win the medal, but it will be a key that the real Americans are taking back their land. Team Old Scholar talks about how this is not going to interfere in their friendship. But as for the match, it was great. Cesaro, well, it starts off with Team Old Scholars and um, Cesaro and Swagger working together and taking everybody out. And then, it also started with Bailey and Fandango brawling. And then Cesaro and Swagger and Team Old Scholars fought each other. And Cesaro kind of did that gut wrench move that he does to Cody Rhodes onto a ladder. And then they dominated some more. And there was another part in this match where Cody Rhodes did the Muscle Buster to that's a move that Samoa Joe for TNA does to Antonio Cesaro onto a ladder. Wade Barrett did the Bullhammer elbow to Jack Swagger, and that knocked him out off the ladder. Cesaro did a uppercut to I think it was Cody Rhodes. Then Barrett and Fandango did a the springboard powerbomb move that they usually do. Damian Sandow started to hide throughout this match, which I thought was great. I'm trying to think because I'm trying to remember what else happened.
You go with Mono after this one.
Okay. Okay.
There's one of those shorts that you just put on.
All right. And anyways, there was other parts in this match like I don't know, but Dean Ambrose actually did that bulldog move to Fandango when he was going for when he was in between the rungs of the ladder, which I thought was awesome. Um, and then the Shield came out when Cody Rhodes was about to win the match because he was doing the beautiful disaster kicks and he was taking everybody out and he was the last man standing. So then they tried to interfere, but Rollins and Reigns got involved, and then the Usos brawled, and then all the Money in the Bank ladder matches are brawling with the Usos. Dean Ambrose tried to take the win for himself, but Cody Rhodes knocked him off the ladder into the Superstars, and then tried to win the match, but and he was busted open, I think, from when he got the uppercut, and then Sandow swept Cody's leg and he fell off, and then Sandow actually became Mr. Money in the Bank. I wasn't expecting Damian Sandow to win this match. This is a surprise. I was expecting Dean Ambrose or Cesaro, but Sandow I'm fine with. I mean, he has a great character going for him. He's a decent wrestler. I like Sandow, and it was unexpected too. So I'm thinking maybe they're gonna do like a Sandow Cody feud since They didn't let it interfere in the Money in the Bank matches, and then they're gonna do like a SummerSlam match between them. And then it shows a don't try this at home ad, and then Sandow winning again. Brad Maddox comes out and talks about how he's now the GM, and he kind of plays a little Vicky Guerrero tribute. It's all the embarrassing moments that happen in the WWE, like when Dolph was still the Intercontinental Champion and she was trying to talk, but the fans kept booing her. When she folded when Mae Young was giving birth on the final Raw of 2012. Um, what else? When she kissed Big Show on Raw. And I guess you could say maybe when Beth Phoenix took her pants off and it said "excuse me" on it, and she laughed and snorted like a pig when she was presenting a Slammy Award with Jerry the King Lawler, stuff like that. It was just I think it was just showtime, and then we get Curtis Axel defending the Intercontinental Championship against The Miz when he had Heyman ringside. This was a pretty good match here. Um, Miz goes like that and falls and makes it look like that Paul Heyman hit Miz, so he got ejected from ringside. Then Axel just kind of goes out all out on Miz. He does and he dominates the match. And then Miz starts to come back and he goes for the skull crushing finale, but Axel counters and then he starts to work on the injured leg and he gets him in the figure four leg lock. Axel reverses it, but Miz reverses it back. Grabs the ropes, so Miz has to break it. He chases Axel around the ring, and then he picks his spot and he kicks the metal rope right into Miz, and he hits like that weird, like it's like the neck breaker, but it was like a face plant move, like a reverse crossroads, and he pins him and retains the Intercontinental Championship. So I didn't mind the match; it was decent. And then we get a WWE SummerSlam ad. I'm looking. I don't know. It could be a good SummerSlam. Last year's wasn't as great. Then we get AJ Lee with Biggie Langston defending the Divas Championship against Caitlyn with Layla. All right match, I guess. AJ works over the arm. Caitlyn then starts to come back, spears AJ, but her arm's too injured to make the cover. So then AJ Lee gets the Weeping Widow, I think it's called, submission holder. So Caitlyn taps out, and AJ Lee retains the championship. Not much to it. Total Divas ad. Then the hosts talk about all the matches that just happened. Then we get Chris Jericho versus Ryback. Decent match here. Chris Jericho goes to do a drop kick, but Ryback punches him in the throat. Well, so then he starts to dominate with with power moves like belly to bellies when Jericho went to do a drop kick and he hit a belly to belly move and caught him. And then he hits the clothesline on him. He does splashes off the top rope, and then Chris Jericho starts to come back and he does the drop kicks. He does the code breaker like Randy Orton does his DDT. He did it like that, but Ryback was outside the ring, so he tried to get him counted out, but he didn't. Chris Jericho misses a drop kick, so Ryback tries to go for the shell shock, but Jericho counters into a DDT, and then he goes for a lion salt. Jericho misses, and Ryback rolls up Jericho for the win. So Ryback finally wins at a pay-per-view. I'm happy about that, because he's been losing a lot of pay-per-views lately, so this makes him at least look somewhat good. I was fine with that. Then, now I guess people can go, it's WWE Performance, people can now go train at a WWE Performance Center, like from guys from NXT. Then we get Alberto Del Rio defending the World Heavyweight Championship against Dolph Ziggler. Good match. I really like this match. Ziggler did a splash in the corner. Del Rio does an enziguri kick and then throws Ziggler into the barricade and started to dominate Ziggler. He worked on the head of Ziggler. And then Ziggler came back with the X Factor off the top rope, but Del Rio kicked out. Then it was just back and forth. It was just back and forth. He hit the Faymaster, didn't get him. Del Rio kicked him in the head, didn't get him. Del Rio did a reverse superplex, didn't get him. And then during the match, AJ Lee comes out, and I guess Dolph Ziggler wasn't planning on having her be out there. So then she kind of tracks her, and Del Rio was was about to hit a move, but AJ Lee hit Double Del Rio with the Divas Championship, and then the match was over. Wasn't a fan. Didn't really care. Um, I don't know why they did this. Now at SummerSlam, it's probably going to be like a no holds barred match between these two, and it could be good. The National Guard video package, usual stuff. Then John Cena's defending the WWE Championship against Mark Henry. Mark Henry just dominates Cena in the beginning. He does him like a front forward suplex to Cena, and his gut goes against the steel steps. Dominates Cena. Cena starts to come back with his comeback. Goes for the FU. Same thing as Raw. Tries to pin him. Didn't get him. Cena hits the FU, but Henry kicks out. Goes for a crossbody. Henry hits the World Slam. Of course, Cena kicks out. Henry exposes the turnbuckle. Cena gets him the STFU, but Henry gets the ropes. Henry low blows him when the referee's not looking. Cena kicks out. Then he gets the STFU in. Henry taps out. Who gives a fuck? Cena wins. We knew it was gonna happen. Dead Man Down ad hosts segment. They show how Kane wasn't in the Money in the Bank no more. We got Rob Van Dam versus Christian versus Daniel Bryan versus Randy Orton versus Sheamus versus CM Punk in an all-star Money in the Bank ladder match. This match was great. RVD made it great. They all gain up on RVD, then they all gain up on Sheamus, and then Punk and Christian fight, and Orton and Bryan fight, and then Sheamus brings in a ladder, and he takes everybody out with it. One point in the match, Sheamus leans the ladder against the announcer's table, and he tries to put powerbomb Bryan through it like he did to Sin Cara in 2011, but he fails, and Sheamus flips over, and Daniel Bryan does the one inch knee off the apron, and Sheamus had like a look in his eyes that looked epic. RVD showed his moves with the Rolling Thunder to it was Bryan, and then he just showed his move with his kicks. He did it to Orton. It was pretty cool. And then let me think, because there's a lot of stuff. Orton did a T-bone suplex to Punk. Sheamus ended up Daniel Bryan had a hot streak going when he was taking on everybody. He did a double drop kicks to RVD and Sheamus. No, it was RVD. Yeah, it was RVD and Sheamus. He put Sheamus through the ladder that he set up. He drop kicked Orton into the ladder. Orton ended up taking him. RVD did the 5-star frog flags to Christian. Christian speared Orton. And then Daniel Bryan's about to win the match, but Curtis Axel comes out with a steel chair, lays out Punk, and he hits this new finisher tonight. Good night. Okay. Night. And then CM Punk hits a go to sleep on Axel, and Heyman comes out and yells at him saying, "What are you doing? He doesn't need your help." And then Punk's about to win the match. Heyman betrays Punk, which I thought kind of would happen, and lays him out with the ladder. And then RVD's about to win. Orton gets in the win and hits an RKO, and Orton wins the match. It was a great match. I liked it. And then so now the Money in the Bank winners are Sandow and Orton. I think Orton, like I always hate on him, but he hasn't held the championship since 2011. That was a long time. So I think though that they want to give him the championship, because he hasn't held it in so long. So I'm not going to complain about it. As for Sandow, I like Sandow. He's a great wrestler. So I don't really know what's going to happen now that they have the briefcase, if they're going to turn Orton heel with it. I know Sandow's going to do the cheap cash in, but they could turn Orton heel and do the cheap cash in and win the title. We know and then I think now that Heyman betrayed Punk, we're going to get Brock Lesnar and CM Punk at SummerSlam. That's going to be great. But that's pretty much it for this review, guys. Money in the Bank this year wasn't as good as the others. It was probably the worst one I've seen. Um, it didn't really live up to my expectations. I was expecting a little bit more, but what can you do? But that's pretty much it, guys. See you later.